Stay awake and be ready. A reflection on Luke 12:32-48. Have you ever waited for someone you loved to return home? The clock ticks. The lights are on. Your eyes are fixed on the door. That moment, full of anticipation, reveals something powerful. Love always stays awake. In today's Gospel, from Luke 12:32-48, Jesus calls us to live in exactly that kind of loving vigilance, not in fear, but in hopeful readiness. So, what does it mean to be ready for the Master's return? Let's dive deeper. Jesus begins this passage with tender reassurance. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Right from the start, we're reminded we're not preparing for judgment in fear. We are preparing to meet a loving God who wants to give us everything. Then he tells us, "Sell your possessions and give to the poor. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." It's a challenge, yes, but also a revelation. Jesus isn't asking us to live empty lives. He's asking us to live focused lives. Focused not on accumulating, but on loving. Not on temporary comfort, but on eternal joy. And then comes the call. Be dressed for service, and keep your lamps burning, like servants waiting for their master to return. This image is beautiful, not about fear, but about faithful expectation. The servants aren't anxious, they're excited, they're alert. They know their master is trustworthy, and they want to be found faithful when he arrives. But Jesus also warns, to whom much is given, much will be required. This is not meant to crush us, but to awaken us. We've received the gospel. We've been entrusted with truth, grace, mercy. Our lives are not just for ourselves. They're meant to be beacons in the darkness. So how do we live this gospel? First, by simplifying our lives. Not necessarily selling everything, but asking, what is cluttering my soul? What attachments, distractions, or routines are pulling me away from the kingdom? Second, by serving in love. The vigilant servant isn't passive. He is active. He doesn't just wait. He prepares. In our daily lives, that means prayer, kindness, generosity, forgiveness. It means living in such a way that if Jesus returned today, we'd be ready and joyful. Finally, we reflect on responsibility. Many of us have been given gifts, knowledge, time, relationships, influence. What are we doing with them? Are we investing them in eternity or burying them in the ground? Jesus is not a distant judge. He is a loving Lord who entrusts us with his mission. He calls us to be faithful, not perfect, but faithful. And faithfulness is built in the ordinary, not the dramatic. So, dear friends, if today were the day Jesus knocked on your door, would you open it with peace or with panic? Would your lamp be burning, or would it need to be lit? Don't wait until tomorrow to prepare. Start today. Even a single act of kindness, a silent prayer, a selfless choice. These are the sparks that keep your lamp burning. You don't need to do everything. You just need to stay awake. Stay loving. Stay faithful. Because the Master is coming, not to catch you off guard, but to invite you into joy. Let's be ready to open the door,